Hello, Dai here from Timestep Softworks. Welcome to the 12th development video for Vigilantes. First off, I'd like to say thanks to everyone who's tried the alpha. I've gotten some very useful feedback over the last week and actually reached 28th place on NDDB, and that felt really nice. This feedback, it's extremely useful. I'm already starting to integrate some of it into the game, and I think it'll result in a much better experience in the final game. I'd like to talk a little about Greenlight first. Greenlight is a substantial obstacle for a small developer like myself. Typically you need in the range of somewhere between say 4,000 and 7,000 votes based on recent posts and reading I've done. So what I've done is set up a mailing list for Greenlight. So basically, if you'd like to be notified when the campaign starts and help me over that particular hurdle, I set up a page on my website where you can enter your name and email address, and I'll send you an email when the big day comes. Now, covering what's happening with Vigilantes since the first alpha release, based on some feedback, and it's something I kind of realised myself, the inventory system is still a little clunky. It needs a little work to make just to make it a little more streamlined. So just to make a start in this direction, I have added a button here which allows you to transfer all the items between. So say if you're picking up items to the ground, you don't need to drag them all individually now. You can also filter, so say you just want to move the weapons over, you can do that and then turn the main filter back on. And I think that's a bit of a usability improvement. I've also added auto looting at the end of missions, so once again you won't need to run around and look for all the loot that has been dropped. It'll just be picked up and placed in your inventory. And as regards the content for the new alpha, there'll be 2 new missions. One of them is Officer Down, which I'll give you a quick look at. I'm not going to play it, but I'll give you a quick look at the setup for it in a moment. You'll meet a new vigilante in this mission. Her name is Emilia De Soto, and she's a police lieutenant in the Riker City Police Department. There are 2 new items. One is a larger it's kind of a mid-range pistol, much better than the basic starting one. And there are also smoke grenades, which will come in pretty useful in this mission, Officer Down also. There are 2 new enemies. There's a survivalist gunner who's going to focus on getting in close, but using ranged weapons, using kind of heavier types of ranged weapons. And there's also the Church of the Final Apocalypse's chaplain, who's a kind of a bruiser, close combat fighter. So you'll encounter these 2 new characters in the next version of the alpha. And I'll just move in now to show you. I can show you the rest of the changes in the game. Now, as far as level goes, I think I'm most happy with this one. Just let me click through the dialogue first. You can check this out in around a week or so, hopefully. But in terms of all the level design I've done so far, I think this one is by far the most polished. I guess it's a combination of the light, the police cruiser, the lights, the enhanced rain effects. So I'm very happy with the level design here. Of course they'll continue to polish it as time goes by. Now, one other thing you may notice is you can now remove the background geometry, and this will be good for low-end machines. It'll basically reduce the amount of stuff that they need to draw, so it'll result in a better frame rate for those lower-end machines. And let's see now what else. This is you probably can't see him very well here, but this is the new survivalist character, the gunner. He's up here. He's going to be a fairly substantial threat, I think. And to go into the options, a couple of other things that I've added is you may notice from here, this is actually using a filter. So a couple of people have mentioned that the filter and the dialogue, that they liked it, so I thought I just add it in as an option, so you can play through the whole game with that filter if you like now, or you can go in and you can just switch it off and play with a kind of a more realistic presentation. Some other things that have changed are the camera. So this is the option for the show steady background. The computer camera control, once again, based on feedback, I've decided to add in a couple more options so you can customize this. The options are on, and basically the computer will always control the camera during the enemy turn. Then focus means that the camera will focus on the active character at the start of their turn, and off means you'll always have control of the camera. And that's more or less it for this development video. Thank you for watching, and if things go well, hopefully I'll have a better version of the alpha available for you to play in around a week. Thank you, bye bye.